Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
Oh, took a little while to get that one.
Magnificent. What are we pouring, H?
We're having a Booker's bourbon, Dave.
It is a Booker's. It's from the James B. Beam Company, Bourbon Company. And it's one of the Jim Beam it's one of their nice bottles, really. The reason that
it is a nice bottle.
It is nice.
It's almost empty.
Don't worry too much. We'll get another one. The reason we're having this, actually, cheers, is less about the distillery, and more about the cooperage.
Tell us, Dave.
Oh, it's so good. I forgot how good this was.
They do make good bourbon.
I make great bourbon, and this is a really good one.
Oh, yum.
We went to ISC, the Independent Stave Company in Kentucky. We went on their tour.
And it was amazing.
I have a penchant for barrels. I have a real wacky soft spot for how much impact the barrel has and the science and the art around what
they claimed. It was 70% of the flavour is from the barrel.
Right.
Which, different people debate different amounts, different numbers, but it means a large portion.
Did they say 70? They might have said a high number. I've heard people give you all sorts of different numbers from like 60 up to 90%.
I thought they said 70, but
might be right, yeah.
It's a large portion, don't quote us on that, that of the flavour in the bourbon comes from the barrel. And the science in all the little steps we went through just blew my mind. It was an amazing tour.
This is a lovely bourbon. The reason I picked this one is because I read online, and I don't know if it's going to be true or not, but I read it, that all
must be true,
James B. Beam barrels come from this ISC Kentucky plant where they make these barrels. A lot of distilleries... No, hang on, that's not true. Some distilleries will say and some distilleries won't say what cooperage is, like what barrel companies they use.
Yep.
Kelvin's another big one, ISC is a big one. There's a couple other ones that are they play and are in the mix.
Yep.
And then a lot of distilleries as well will have a few different ones they use too, right?
Yeah. And some do their own.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like
Brown Foreman is the one that's got the one that I'm really conscious of having making their own barrels.
Yeah.
The thing that I liked most. Wait, there's so many things I like. So
it was a pretty amazing day.
It's a pretty amazing day. The barrels are such a fundamentally important part of the way that bourbon's made, and that's always been true.
Yeah.
But as we get better and better at making, as the world gets better and better at making bourbon, the barrel science and the barrel techniques and stuff get better and better as well, right?
Yeah, but they're still using that kind of old school formula, like as in seeing them made, and like there's no glue and there's no, there's the parts of the tree they get it from and what size they cut it down to. Yes, they've got all this great machinery that helps do that. But the fact that like there was at one point like we watched a guy like he was handpicking every stave that went into that barrel, and he was looking to make sure it was right, and it was incredible. I think
I've heard people say that if you go to Kentucky and you visit a distillery, that you should also visit a barrel like a cooperage and go and see whether I think you can visit Kelvin, but you can obviously there's tours at ISC.
It was one of the highlights of it, my last trip there with you was going to I think because it's so different, like you can see so many distilleries and see the process of how the bourbon is made, but then to take that step back and go and watch how the barrel is made is amazing.
So I'd say go and do the tour. We took some notes, and I'm going to rattle through some of the notes that impressed or surprised me or made me think differently about what I thought I knew about barrels already.
Yeah, because so many of the facts were so fun. And one of the unique things, they didn't let you do any photography or video on the tour, which actually made it extra special. But you can see why. There's just so much cool stuff going on.
I don't think they did it to make it extra special.
No, but it was like, as in, when you sometimes get so caught behind the camera taking photos of everything that you don't soak in being there in the moment. I found that tour particularly cool because you packed your phone and your camera away and you got to watch and really listen and be part of what was going on.
Yeah. Amazing. So let's start with the trees.
Give us some fun facts,
Well,
Dave.
Here's one for you. It's between 60 and 100 years old, and they only use wood below where the branches are.
below the branches. Oh, so all the top part above the branches does not get used for barrels.
That's what I think this means, yeah.
Amazing.
One of the other fun things that happened, they showed us how they caught us or the tree. They caught us or the tree, really.
Yep.
And it then gets cut into the stave sizes.
Yeah.
And I wish I could show you, but I don't have the way of showing you the way that they then divide up. Because they need a bung stave, which is the widest stave.
Yep.
So they need one of those, which is wide enough to have a bung placed in it.
Yep.
And that's the first stave they start the process with. So,
but then the staves are all different size. Some are wide, some are narrow. Like it's all.
And they try to do it in a way where I'm pretty sure, I hope I get this right. I'm pretty sure they're trying to get all of them to have a little bit of the outside of the tree.
Yes,
that's where the most flavour is.
That's correct, Dave. I also remember that. Yes, and we may have both got it wrong. But yeah, that was where they wanted all the staves to touch part where most of the flavour comes from. Yep.
And so what they do is there's a person who then starts with the bung stave, or like the main
main
that has
stave.
a bung in it, and then they basically pick from a big assortment of staves that have been cut behind them to create this shape of a barrel. And they don't use any glue, so everything you see, and oak is soft and can be moulded, I suppose, and so it can create its own
seal. When they put it in the steamer, they bend it. It was amazing. It was like paper. It's just once it's got all steamed, they curved it to make the barrel. It was incredible. One of the other things I was going to say is they don't want any wastage, so they're using all the offcuts to burn and make the the char bit and the steam bit and all of that stuff. They're using all the extra bits, so they're making sure they use every part of the wood they've got. Pretty
amazing. We heard on a recent podcast with Bardstown with Jake Sulik, he said they laser cut their staves for those zebra striped cherry wood barrels, so they can fit together better, so the seal's cleaner. But I'm 90% sure they don't laser cut these staves. I'm pretty sure they're just traditionally cut.
Yeah.
Which means that it's still like a not manual process, but it's they're really the craftsmen who are grabbing the bits of the different staves and creating this round shape.
Yeah. And they're like checking it at all the different points to make sure it's right and gets sent back if it isn't, and it goes back again, and it's like it has to go back. I can't remember, there was a certain number of times it has to go back, and it's like
if it fails 3 times, it's considered no good. Yeah,
no good. Yeah,
but so all the process as you go through it, there's lots of little surprising things along the tour, which is part of the fun, right? But one of the things that I was amazed by, and they do these pressure tests where they fill them with 2 gallons of water and then they air pressure or whatever. But the barrel, because when they make it, it's a fresh product. It's been steamed. Yeah. It's got a liquid to make sure it maintains what it holds, all that kind of stuff. But it's empty.
Yeah.
So when it ships, it's guaranteed to work for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, they want to get like the liquid in there.
Yeah, because it would no longer guaranteed to function as a barrel. So it's like got a shelf life. It's like a piece of fruit.
Yeah. Well, they want it. They've made it at its best, and it's like best when it's fresh.
Oh, hey, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying this is an amazing idea.
Well, you don't think of it. You think, oh, there's a wooden barrel. Like it can be a wooden barrel until someone puts something in it. But in this case, it's like no, you need to get that good stuff in there.
And we've done the fun things where we've been in the Buffalo Trace in the barrel rooms where they're rolling the barrels around, or makers when they're pulling barrels out of the truck, or all this place where they're filling barrels, all this kind of stuff. Like, you've been around barrels a lot. I'd never once thought maybe there's a timeline between when that barrel is made,
and when
to the time when you actually have to put something in it.
Stuff in it, yeah.
Cool, love this stuff. And then obviously the most important one is how specifically different every spec from every distillery is.
Oh, I love that. They had like really, really specific, like some were like the grains in the wood.
How fine the grain was.
Yeah, and some were where the tree was from, and others were like exactly how long it had been left. What do you call it when you leave it out in the yard to
seasoning?
Season.
Oh, we know about that one from Michter's. Yeah,
but like different. Every distillery had it's almost like a recipe. It's like even though they're using the same trees and the same guys to make them, they're like, we want these particular things, and it just was fascinating that all those little aspects, like that everyone slightly changes the taste and the flavour. That it's like it's so complex.
And one of the things that we learned is that you can look out for the KY on the rivets.
Yes, the little rivets.
On the
Because every distillery I went to after that, I was looking at the little rivets, and you can see the different ones that had like a KY, and you knew it was from there. I was like, that's cool.
Amazing. So, I mean, among other things, go and do the Independent Stave Company tour if you can.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. But moreover, keep enjoying we'll keep nerding out over how cool the way wood and barrels impact the flavour of whiskey and the way that whiskey brands are doing that.
Yeah. The recipes and then versus the barrel, and it's lots of fun.
It is lots of fun. Go and do the tour, keep drinking great bourbon, and keep enjoying how the wood's affecting the flavour.
Because the trees want you to.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.